This is room 214 of the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. Most history books describe the events of 1972 as the ultimate political scandal, a series of high-stakes espionage operations and campaign dirty tricks. But look closer at Richard Nixon. Throughout his career, he was driven by a deep-seated obsession with personal wealth and financial status, a resentment born from a working-class childhood that never quite left him. This ambition led to a secret connection with the billionaire recluse Howard Hughes. For years, Hughes provided a quiet financial lifeline to the Nixon family, operating entirely in the shadows of the political arena. The Watergate break-in was a calculated attempt to find out if the opposition held proof of those Hughes payoffs. The crime of the century was a desperate scramble to bury a private financial bribe before it destroyed a presidency. The mechanics of the payoff were remarkably direct. A $100,000 cash payment passed from Hughes to Nixon's fixer, B.B. Rebozo. That money was funneled into personal luxuries, paying for a new swimming pool and an Arnold Palmer putting green at Nixon's Florida estate. This created a paralyzing fear of Larry O'Brien. As the chairman of the Democratic National Committee and a lobbyist for Howard Hughes, O'Brien occupied the exact intersection of Nixon's public and private liabilities. The White House assumed he knew the truth about the Florida dealings. The crew that broke into the Watergate complex was hunting for documents or receipts that could link the Hughes money directly to the president. The cover-up scaled even further. Nixon's team used an illegal campaign slush fund to pay $400,000 in literal blackmail to the burglars, buying their silence with bags of cash dropped in airport lockers and phone booths. Watergate demonstrates that ideology is often the public mask, while the ledger is the actual engine of political survival. Compared to the industrial-scale grift of the 1860s, Nixon's secret funding looks like amateur hour. The construction of the Transcontinental Railroad was built on a foundation of massive financial manipulation. We celebrate the rugged individualism of the Wild West, but the frontier was actually conquered by corporate monopolies and modern equivalent trillions in government funding. Tycoons like Leland Stanford controlled both the infrastructure and the law. Stanford served as the governor of California, while simultaneously running the Central Pacific Railroad, a position that allowed him to secure massive state payouts with zero oversight. This diagram shows the technical fraud of the era. Tycoons were paid a higher rate for track laid over mountains, so they hired geologists to discover the Sierra Nevada range started in Sacramento. This lie triggered a sudden spike in government payments. To protect these profits, the tycoons effectively bought the United States government. During the Credit Mobilier scandal, they handed out company stock to members of Congress and the vice president, ensuring that no one would investigate the fraudulent ledgers. The celebrated unification of the continent at the Golden Spike ceremony was the public face of a massive industrial theft, the moment the modern American monopoly was born. By the 20th century, financial warfare had reached a geopolitical scale. The Cold War is often remembered as a titanic struggle between democracy and tyranny. However, the hidden ledger reveals a war of attrition. The United States leveraged its massive industrial output to force a defense spending race designed to bankrupt the Soviet Union. In the 1980s, Reagan launched the Strategic Defense Initiative, or Star Wars. This incredibly expensive project forced the Soviet leadership into a financial panic. Soviet central planning fractured, pouring 20% of GDP into the military, leaving the domestic economy unable to function. This desperation was visible at the Reykjavik summit. Mikhail Gorbachev desperately offered to cut his country's nuclear arsenal in half if the US would simply drop the Star Wars program, realizing his economy had reached its limit. The Soviet system eventually folded because it could not sustain a space-age military budget while providing basic stability to its people. The humble reality of the grocery store delivered the final blow to the Soviet Union. While Moscow spent trillions on armor and aerospace, citizens were standing for hours in line just to buy basic bread or milk. The state had prioritized the arms race over the survival of its own people. Affluence porn like the movie Wall Street accelerated this disillusionment. Images of tailored shirts and luxury cars made the public desire capitalism, breaking the ideological hold of the party. Boris Yeltsin's visit to a Texas supermarket marked his final ideological breaking point. Seeing the immense abundance of choice available to a common citizen, Yeltsin realized that the Soviet economy was fundamentally broken. The Soviet Union buckled under the impossible math of the era. The state simply ran out of money to buy both the Star Wars shield and a spare roll of toilet paper. From Nixon's $100,000 bribe to the trillions that broke the USSR, the flow of money is the one true constant. Stacks of currency have done as much to shape history as any battlefield. History belongs to the people who understand how to weaponize the financial ledger. To understand current events, we must look past the ideological theater and find the receipts. For more investigations into the real financial history of America, like, comment, and subscribe to US Finox.